Hello everybody. So the question today is, do I stack my images? And the answer is yes and no. In this video, I'm going to share with you when I choose to do that and why I do it. So it's all about planes of motion, where we've got subjects moving on two different planes of motion. I'm going to talk you through that, show you some of my images, and then at the end, share with you a quick technique for blending two images together where you've captured two ICMs on different planes of motion. Okay, so let's jump in. What is stacking even? Our friends in other areas of photography use stacking. Macro photographers stack their images because a macro lens tends to have a very shallow depth of field, so they have to take multiple images in order to show us the whole subject sharp. And of course, our friends doing landscape photography use a different kind of stacking. It's not stacking on top of one another, but they might stack across. They'll take three shots. They'll take, if we pretend that my brush here is the lens, they'll take a shot here, and a shot here, and then they'll stitch the lot together to create a really wide panorama. Just imagine you are going to ICM this tree. You wouldn't really ICM on a horizontal line on a tree because the line of the tree, the line of the subject is vertical. So if you panned across on the tree, you were going to completely distort the tree's shape and form. So then we won't know what it is at all. But if you did a vertical pan on the horizon, you were going to distort your horizon. So what are you going to do if you have a tree in front of the horizon? You could use a very long exposure and do both with a large pause in between. Or this might be the moment when you want to create two images and stack them in the digital darkroom. And what if you have subjects, people in motion, and you've got one coming across your scene, but one in front of you leaping in the air? If you pan across on this person, you're going to lose their shape and form. But you need to pan with this person because they're moving across the frame and you're going to need to move with them. So again, you have a choice. You can have distortion or you're going to need to take two images and then stack them together. Subjects moving away and towards you as well are going to need different handling to that pan up a tree. So maybe you've caught the tree in one image and then somebody comes towards you, running towards you. So that's a different movement, a different ICM technique, and then you would bring them together in the digital darkroom. So let me show you a few of my images. This one up here, left-hand side, this is two images together. I had taken the first shot just panning upwards. I was just messing around outside a shop and I really loved the lines and the light. Not the whole image you can see here, unfortunately. And I'd taken the first shot on a long shutter speed, and this person suddenly materialised wearing this fabulously coloured clothing, and it was catching on the light from the shop. So I changed shutter speeds because to capture their movement coming towards me, my 4 seconds was never going to be manageable to compensate for the movement. So in this case, being practical, I blended the two together. So this image at the top here is one exposure. Because the person was sideways onto me and not moving, and these two people in the background were coming towards me, I just took the opportunity to just move the camera up, but not going very far at all, which allowed me to get away with managing these different types of motion and the lines. And you can see from the lights at the top here, at the top of this image, that I've just panned upwards. This one here on the right hand side is two images. It's in camera, multiple exposure. So first shot done, happened to notice this guy coming along wearing beautifully coloured clothing. Perfect. I waited for him to come into the frame and grabbed a second shot. This one down here is also a blend. I'd made my movement upwards and then this person walked into the frame. I didn't want to elongate them too much by making too much of a straight upwards movement. So I could have done both in camera, but because I already got one shot that I liked, I grabbed the second one, just putting a bit of movement onto that person as they walked away. The one at the bottom we've talked about. And finally, this one over here on the left-hand side is one image. And this one we're going to talk about in a moment. I'm going to quickly show you how to cut people out. This again, just like one of the other images, I'd been playing around, caught the merry-go-round as I liked it. And then there was a moment, an opportunity, these people walking towards me. So I'm moving that way, which would not have worked for the people, because if I'd clicked with the lens over these people and dragged the camera that way, yeah, we would have distorted them. And this one at the top very clearly is a blend because the train was moving this way, and you can see in the background I've moved up. Okay, I promised I would share a quick technique. So if you have taken two ICMs shot with two different planes of motion, this is how I bring them together in a stack. So this one is the people walking towards me. This was my favourite one of the merry-go-round. You can know, am I going to blend them? Because select subject is not going to really work. Photoshop is not going to be able to grab anything because ICM images have such soft edges. So what I do is making sure I've got my layer selected, grab the marquee tool and drag myself a selection, nice big selection around the bit that I want to use. While the selection is active, Command or Control J to duplicate the layer. And if you look over here on my layers panel now, you will see it's given me a layer with just that selection. It's just duplicated the selection. So I'm going to drag it down below and turn off the rest of that layer. So all we've got now is this cutout. Command or Control T. And I'm just looking to line it up because it's just slightly off. So I'm going to drag it up. I'm looking at this line of the bottom of the merry-go-round as a bit of a guide. So grab myself a mask, E for the brush tool. It is a bit slow. Make sure we've got black selected, and then I'm going to just paint out. So hope that one helps you out, and I will see you again really soon. Bye everyone.